Hello, my name is Gerardo and my classmate is Cruz Edna, and we have to talk about the labor relations and employment in Mexico.
Well, in this slide, talk about the economic development. It's the process and accumulation the technical progress achieved through the persistent evolution of the product by Bossiman. These 5 points important. The one is the growth of the material warfare. The second point is the reflected right of the real per habitat. 3 point is conditioned by an average and productivity labor. The 4 is the growth in capital endowment and waste per investment. And 5 is in capital accumulation plus the technical advance.
Well, in the last slide, we talk about the technical advance. That is an important characteristic to boost the economic in a country. What we have to do? Well, the first thing is that we have a gradual elevation of capital. The second is that we have, well, in the last slide we talk about the technical advance in a country. That is important to boost the economy. What we need to have in the technical advance. The first thing is that we have accumulation. That is the gradual elevation of capital. The second point is that we have to do the growth in labor productivity, and the third, we have to gain elevation of living life average. And in contrast, in our country, for example, we do the exactly in reverse. Why? We don't attract the accumulation progress. The second is we don't attract the technical advance, and third, we have a capitalistic production techniques.
Well, this slide talk about the economic worldwide system, center and periphery. The first point is periphery and pole, and international division of work. The first point is the putting of sectors and new techniques and productivity labor. And the second is the food and raw production in low cost. And 3 is new techniques and implanted in sporting sectors. And the last point is demand, food and raw satisfied by import.
That is the centers. What does the centers? Well, the first thing that does the centers is that the center produces and exports industrial goods. The second thing is that that have a productive structure, diversified and homogeneous. And the third characteristic is that the technical progress is defined in short time in our productive system. And now, what is the result? Talking about the interchange and progress in the technical benefits in this kind of organization. Well, the result is that we have an equal productivity, evolution, and average incomes. And how is it reflected? It's reflected that the progress technical incorporation and productive process has a deterioration in the relation prices from the interchange between countries. The third point of characteristic or result is that the purchasing power of industrial goods by one primary good unit export reduces by the time, reduces about the valuation. And the last point, talk about the primary goods demand depends on the final goods demand. The final goods demand has the control the best economics in the world. For example, USA, Germany, and another countries that has this kind of economy.
Then satisfied condition, continuous excellence and labor force, stress and weight and production price.
And the second characteristic is that the technical innovation started employment requirements.
And population increasing and promote employed disadjust.
And finally, the labor force moving between the countries provokes the employment disadjust. And we have an example reflected in this image. Finally, what are the last characteristics? Well, the previous technical benefits are concentrated on the industrial centers. For example, Puebla, Querétaro, or Ciudad de Mexico has industrial parks.
And average control less than work productivity.
It means that the wages has a value less than another countries that has a better economy.
And value transfer or export.
That means that the value of the sports are transferred in another countries. And finally, the production and monetary prices pressure has a damage in the wage. So the economics that has a very established progress has the control in countries like Mexico. Well, that's all. We hope that you learn and have a clear look, and that's all.
And thank you for your attention.